Hello everyone, welcome you all to today's class. And today's session is in fact it is one of the much awaited session, and this is one of the very profound topic in both class 11th and 12th standard. So we are taking the topic relation function today, and out of which we will begin with the topic relation. So in this session we will study what is a relation, domain, range and codomain of a relation, inverse relation, representation of a relation and types of relation. And for this, so we should have the previous knowledge of Cartesian product of sets and subsets. So to begin with, I am taking one example. So suppose we let's consider set A and B. Okay, and here set A, I have taken the names of 4 movie actors, and set B, I have taken 3 movies. So it means, so if we associate each movie actor to each of the movies, it means how many ordered pairs we can get. So here we have 4 movie actors, so it means if Vidya Balan is associated with this. Similarly, Sushant Singh Rajput with all 3 movies. So like this. So if we associate elements of set A, each element of set A with each element of set B, we get the ordered pairs, right? So earlier we have studied ordered pairs. So here we are not discussing ordered pairs in details. So here set A contains name of the actors and set B contains name of the movies. So A Cartesian product B contains 12 elements and it represents each actor is associated with each movie. So now to see how it looks like, your A Cartesian product B looks like this. You see, each actor with each movie. So we are having 12 ordered pairs, I mean 12 elements in A Cartesian product B. But suppose we put the restriction like we have to consider, if we have to consider those elements in A Cartesian product B where a particular actor has acted in a particular movie. So in that case, we cannot take all the ordered pairs of A Cartesian product B. For example, Vidya Balan has not acted in this movie, right? So, but Vidya Balan has acted in Shakuntala Devi, right? Similarly, any movie actor you can take, Karthik Aaryan, he is not an actor of Shakuntala Devi. So like this. So basically if we take a particular actor has acted in a particular movie, so we are getting these 3 ordered pairs, right? So it means we call it a relation, right? It means here the relation is the 2 objects are related, yeah, the person is related with his or her movie. Okay, so basically relation means what? So even if we have 12 ordered pairs, but we are getting here 3. So any relation will be a subset of A Cartesian product B. Okay, so whenever we take a relation R from set A to B, it is basically a subset of A Cartesian product B. So because A Cartesian product B contains ordered pairs, the relation also can be written in the form of ordered pairs. It means whenever we write, suppose 2 numbers are equal, yeah, one number divisible by another number. Here in the set of lines, line L1 parallel to L2, line L1 parallel to line L2, yeah, line L1 perpendicular to line L2. Similarly, in the set of triangles in the plane, triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF, triangle ABC similar to triangle DEF. So all these are basically relations involving two objects. These objects may be, two persons, it may be two triangles, it may be two lines, it may be 2 points, okay, any two objects. So whenever we are involving two objects, two elements, so ordered pair will come, right? So basically A Cartesian product B, we can have many elements because we don't have any restriction there, but whenever we have the relation from A to B, so we have to be very specific. Suppose you have three numbers, for example in the set A you have 1 2 3, and set B suppose you have 3 4 5. So you can construct many type of relations. So it means relation between two elements from A to B. So it may be like the numbers may be equal, one number may be square of another number, the number may be greater than first number is greater than second number. So at various cases you can consider. So now how many such relations can be possible? So when A has m number of elements and B has n number of elements, it means number of elements in A equal to m, number of elements in B equal to n. So it means A Cartesian product B will contain m into n elements, that you know. So total number of relations, total number of possible relations, how many possible relations can be there? So as you know, if A has n elements, number of all possible subsets is 2 raised to the power n. Similarly, when A Cartesian product B has m into n elements, so total number of relations, total number of possible relations from A to B can be 2 to the power m into n. Total number of relations from A to B is 2 to the power mn. Similarly, whenever B has n elements, A has m elements. So B Cartesian product A will have n into m elements, means m into n elements. So total number of relations from B to A would be 2 raised to the power, you write nm or mn, same thing. But whenever you take only one set, so taking one set means considering the case of the Cartesian product A Cartesian product A. So if a relation R from A to A, so it has, A Cartesian product A will have m square elements. Similarly, B has n elements. So B Cartesian product B will have n into n square elements. So total number of relations from A to A is 2 to the power m square. Total number of relations from B to B is 2 to the power n square. So total number of non-empty relations from A to B should be how many? It should be 2 to the power mn minus 1. Why this? Because whenever we consider all possible subsets, empty set being subset of every set, so that is being included, right? But when we say total number of non-empty relations, the 5 should not be included. So that's why you are getting 2 to the power mn minus 1. So while studying a relation and function, you will be studying later on. So we come across certain new terms. So some important terms are domain of a relation. So as I said, relation is again, it is subset of A Cartesian product B. So it means you take the relation in the form of ordered pairs. So first component and second component, right? Whenever you write AB belongs to relation R, or the relation ARB, A related to B. So A is taken as the first component, B is taken as the second component. So the set of all first components of the ordered pair of a relation that we call domain. So domain is basically the set of all the first components of the ordered pairs of a relation. Similarly, range of a relation is set of all the second components of the ordered pairs of a relation. And then what is codomain? So whenever we say the relation R from A to B, the whole set B is taken as the codomain of the relation. Now inverse relation means what? Inverse relation means when we take R is a relation from A to B, we just interchange domain and codomain. When A and B are two sets and R is a relation from A to B, then inverse of R, which is denoted by R inverse, that is a relation from B to A. So simply we interchange the components of the ordered pair. Whenever we take inverse relation, we interchange the components of the ordered pair. And in that way, domain and codomain will also be interchanged. So if R is a relation from A to B, R inverse will be a relation from B to A. So let's see some first question. Suppose we have the relation R on the set of natural numbers defined by R equal to AB such that A plus 3B equal to 12. So this is the relation between A and B, where A belongs to set of natural numbers, B also belongs to set of natural numbers. The question is find relation, domain of the relation, range of the relation. So whenever you take A plus 3B equal to 12, it means A equal to 12 minus 3B. So we start with 1, 2, 3 like this because we are taking set of natural numbers. So putting B equal to 1, 2, 3, we are getting A equal to 9, 6, 3 and so on. Okay. So if you put this is 1, B1 you are getting 9, B2 you are getting 6, B3 you are getting A equal to 3, and if you put B equal to 4, then your A will be 0, which is not acceptable. Okay, so we can take only one B equal to 1, 2, 3, then A will be 9, 6, 3. So it means, yeah, so when B4 you are getting A equal to 0, which is not a natural number. So to write the relation, we write it in the form of ordered pair AB. So here 9, 1, right, B1, A9, 9, 1, 6, 2, 3, 3. So domain is set of all first components. So it means 9, 6, 3. Range of the function is set of all second components, that is 1, 2, 3. Then how to represent a relation? We represent a relation in three ways. First one, roster form. Second one, set builder form. So these two terms you are already familiar in the first chapter, in the chapter sets. Third one is arrow diagram. Now let's take one example. Suppose you have A equals 2, 3, 4. B contains 1 by 2, 2 by 3, 3 by 4. If we define the relation like this, R is a relation from A to B defined by R equal to AB such that A into B is an integer. It means product of A and B is an integer, where A belongs to set A, B belongs to set B. So writing like this by the defining property. So we call this type of writing, we call it representing the relation in set builder form. Okay, so now you see, whenever you have to write it A into B integer, so it means 2 1 by 2, 3 2 by 3, right, and 4 3 by 4. So here you see the writing like this: 2 with 1 by 2, 3 associated with 2 by 3, 4 associated with 3 by 4. So it is because this into this is an integer, 3 into 2 by 3 is an integer, 4 into 3 by 4 is an integer, right? So this type of representation is called arrow diagram. Now here you see, if we write like this, roster form, here display method 2 1 by 2, 3 2 by 3, 4 3 by 4. So we are representing the relation in three ways. First one, set builder method, it's like this. This one is roster method. Then in arrow diagram we are representing the relation like this. Now the most important part of the chapter is types of relation. Okay, so in types of relation, basically we are considering the relation on the same set. I mean relation from set A to A, a relation from set B to B. So we call it, whenever we say relation R from set A to A, we call it relation R on set A. So these are some of the types. Yeah, so empty relation, universal relation, identity relation, inverse relation, reflexive relation, symmetric relation, transitive relation, and finally equivalence relation. Now to start with empty relation, so let's take one example. Let A equals to the set containing 1 2 3, B is the set containing 2 3. R is a relation from A to B defined by R equal to ordered pair xy such that x plus y greater than 20. So it means sum of the two components is more than 20. So this relation is an empty relation, because whenever you take any relation, here you see you can search for the relation from the Cartesian product 1 2 1 3, 2 2 2 3, 3 2 3 3. So in none of the cases you are getting the sum of the first and second components more than 20. So we do not have any element in the relation R. So it is called empty relation because there is no element in R. Next, coming to, suppose I change the condition here. R is a relation from A to B. Now R is given by x plus xy such that x plus y less than 20. So I hope all the elements are coming 1 1, I mean 1 2 1 3, 2 2 2 3, 3 2 3 3. So sum of first and second components in all the cases we are getting less than 20. So the condition is satisfied. So it means here to get the relation R, we are getting the whole A Cartesian product B. Such relation is called universal relation. It means in case of universal relation, the relation R equal to, it becomes equal to A Cartesian product B. So both empty and universal relation are called trivial relations. So these are very, very special. Now next, coming to identity relation. Suppose you are having a given non-empty sets. If each and every element of A is related to itself, then I mean it is very specific here. Each and every element of A is related to itself and only to itself. See how special it is. It is related to self and only to self. Okay, only to itself. Then the relation is called an identity relation. For example, whenever you take 1 2 3, I mean the elements of set A, the relation on A given by IA, I stands for identity here. So if you write 1 1 2 2 3 3, this is called identity relation. So it means it is related to self only. So you do not have any other element here. So it is 1 1 2 2 2, I mean 3 3. So such relations are called identity relation. And also please note that the relation 1 1 2 2, it cannot be treated as identity relation. Why? Because we have written here, if each and every element of A related to itself and only to itself. So if you write 1 1 2 2, then 3 3 is not included, because we have 3 in the given set, 1 2 3, right? 3 is there, so we are not involving it. Okay, so it is because identity, this can't be identity relation, as 1 3 3 doesn't belong to IA, right? In the relation 3 3 is not there, and we have 3 belongs to A. So if you do not have 3 here, then it is fine, 1 1 2 2. But if you have 3 but you are not considering here, then it cannot be identity relation, because here we have to see each and every element of A is related to itself and only to itself. Now see the second case. If we write 1 1 2 2 3 3, then 1 2, this also cannot be identity relation, because 1 1 2 2 3 3 is correct, but this 1 2, right, this outsider, right, it should not be there. So because this 1 2 belongs to this set, so we cannot take this as an identity relation, because here it should be related to itself and only to itself. So no outsiders. So this is just like no one outside element is there. So that's why it is also cannot be identity relation. So reflexive relation is what? A relation R is on a set A is said to be reflexive if for A belongs to A or A, it means A related to itself. So whenever you write AB belongs to R, okay, in the previous cases you have written, no, suppose for example you are writing 1 1 1 belongs to this relation. So it means 1 R1 means 1 related to 1, 2 related to 2, like this. So here you see, whenever we write A R B, it means ordered pair AB belongs to R, or you can say A related to A. So in case of reflexive relation, for one element A belongs to the given set, it is related to itself. So identity, in case of identity, we have taken almost similar concept, but you see the difference here, each and every element of A. So that term is missing here. It is related to itself and only to itself. So no outsider. So we do not have such restriction here. Here it is simply written A related to itself. Any element A related to itself. Right? So for example, on the set of numbers, every number is equal to itself. The relation equality is a reflexive relation. But whenever we say the relation greater than, we cannot say every number is greater than itself, every number is less than itself, right? So greater than, smaller than, it cannot be reflexive relation. But whenever we say every number equal to itself, every number is divisible by itself, right? So that will be the relation which can be treated as reflexive. And the relation 1 1 2 2 3 3, it can be treated as reflexive relation also, because every element is related to itself. And also if you take 1 1 2 2 3 3 1 2, it is also reflexive. So here you see the difference between identity and reflexive, though they are very similar. You can see here 1 1 2 2 3 3 1 2, we are considering this as reflexive relation, whereas we do not consider this as, here we do not consider this as an identity relation. Okay. Okay, so next one is, so an identity relation is always a reflexive relation, but a reflexive relation on A is not necessarily an identity relation. Just think over it. Now symmetric relation is what? Yeah, the relation R on a set A is said to be symmetric if for two elements AB belongs to A are B implies B are A. It means A related to B implies B is similarly related to A. Right? For example, whenever you take any two numbers, okay, on the set of real numbers, yeah, natural numbers, so as we say, A equal to B, it implies B equal to A. If you take two lines, a parallel set of lines, so if you consider two parallel lines, when line L1 parallel to line L2, so line L2 will also be parallel to line L1, and similarly perpendicular also, L1 perpendicular to L2, so L2 perpendicular to L1. So such relations are symmetric relations. So here you see 1, 2, 3, the relation R on a set A defined by R equal to 1, 2, 2, 1. So basically whenever we say AB belongs to R implies BA belongs to R. So it means ARB implies BRA. So it means we treat AB and BA, ordered pair AB and BA as same thing. Okay, it means that. So 1, 2, 2, 1. So it can be treated as symmetric relation. So relation R on set A given by R equal to 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2. It is reflexive, but it cannot be symmetric. And because 1, 2, we have 1, 2, but we do not have 2, 1. So the relation R on the set of real numbers defined by A or B, if and only if A equal to B is symmetric, but A or B if and only if, A related to B if and only if A greater than B, it cannot be symmetric, because when we say 5 greater than 3, it doesn't mean 3 greater than 5. So greater than, smaller than, right, even divisible by, suppose you say 6 divisible by 3, but we cannot say 3 divisible by 6. Okay, so basically whenever you are considering symmetric relation, so even if you interchange the ordered pairs, so there is no change the relation. Next one is transitive relation. So the relation R on a set is said to be transitive if for A, B, C, three elements belongs to A. Yeah. A or B, B or C implies A or C. It means A is related to B, B related to C implies A similarly related to C. Okay, so it means, yeah. So be very very careful in taking the terms. So for example, if I say A equal to B, B equal to C, obviously it implies A equal to C. Line L1 parallel to line L2, line L2 parallel to line L3. It means line L1 parallel to line L3. But if I consider line L1 perpendicular to L2, L2 perpendicular to L3, so in that case L1 cannot be perpendicular to L3, right? So basically you have to see the condition. So next take, for example, you see A is 1, 2, 3. If we take the set A like this, relation R on set A defined by 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3. You see 1, 2, 2, 3, then 1, 3. So AB, BC, then AC. So these three should be there. It can be treated as transitive relation. The relation R on the set of real numbers defined by A or B if and only if A equal to B and also A greater than B. Whenever we say A related to B, if and only if A greater than B. So this can be transitive relations. If you remember, A greater than B was not reflexive, A greater than B was not symmetric also. So it means if you have to give an example of relation which is neither reflexive nor symmetric but transitive. So this is the simplest example, A greater than B. Okay, A or B if and only if A greater than B, A smaller than B. These are the simplest examples you can take. So what the relation are, so sometimes what happens, so whenever is a perpendicular, this you can visualize. If you take three lines, first two lines perpendicular to each other, second two lines perpendicular to each other. So can the first line be perpendicular to the third line? If yes, it can be transitive. If no, it will not be transitive. So in my idea, it cannot be transitive. Okay, you can draw three lines and see. So, but sometimes in transitive relation, there are maybe some exceptional cases. Sometimes what happens, we are not able to generate the relation, transitive relation we cannot generate. I will give an example. So, if the condition A or B, B or C is not generated, then the relation always assumes to be transitive. Right? For example, if you see, you have one question in your 12th standard NCERT book, X in the set of human beings, X is wife of Y. Right? So here you see, if we say X wife of Y, so it means X female, Y male. But we cannot say Y is wife of Z. We can't say. Right? Whenever we say X wife of Y, so Y cannot be female, na? So it means Y cannot be wife of Z. So in this case, the relation, A or B and B or C is not generated. It's not possible. So such relations, no, you can say it is one of the trivial cases, and it will be the transitive relation. Okay, so there are, you can say some examples, relation A, 1, 2, 3, the set A, then relation R on the set A. Suppose you take R1 is the relation, so 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3. R2 is another relation, 1, 2, 1, 3. And R3 is another relation, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So these are the examples of transitive relations. So in first case you see 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3. This is clear because you have AB, BC, then AC. Second case you see 1, 2, 1, 3. You cannot generate transitive relation here. Okay, 1, 2, then 2 something. It's not there. So by default you have to consider R2 as transitive relation. And R3 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So again similar region, the 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So whenever you check this later on, we will see this is the smallest, you can say the relation which is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. It is reflexive, it is obvious, right? Symmetric because 1, 1, 1, 1. A, B, B, A. Because both A and B are equal here. And transitive because 1, 1, then we are not able to generate the transitive case. Right? 1, 1, then we do not have, A, B, B, C, that condition is not there. So this is by default, this is transitive. So these are the examples of transitive relations. So if the relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive, then it is called an equivalence relation. So here you see A 1, 2, 3, R 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So whenever you have the set A equal to this 1, 2, 3, only 3 elements. So the relation R on the set A, which is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. This is the smallest equivalence relation because it is reflexive. We have taken the example in reflexive also. It is symmetric because the condition is being satisfied. It is transitive because by default it is transitive. So this is one of the examples of equivalence relation and it is smallest equivalence relation. And finally, some of the examples of equivalence relations are, as already we have discussed in the previous cases, like here you see, whenever you say two numbers are equal, right? So here two numbers equal, here two lines parallel, yeah, you can say two triangles congruent, two triangles similar. So all these cases are examples of equivalence relation. Okay, so I hope for today you must go through these concepts. So we'll come back with the function chapter, and of course the function you have studied a bit, so we will study in a more profound way. So thank you so